The Champions League group stage has been drawn. Nabeid joins me now to have a look at some of the interesting elements that have arisen from these groups. First of all, the one that really sort of does just show you straight away, Group A, right there, right in front of you, right at the start. Man City, PSG, Leipzig, and Club Brugge. I fear for Club Brugge a little bit in that group, but more importantly, I think Man City against PSG, after all the discussion around these two and their transfer dealings this season. Of course, Man City wanted Messi a little bit. They seem to have all wanted each other's players. That's one of the standout sort of ties in the group stage, isn't it?
It's just a great storyline, I think, especially because both of them two teams are so desperate for the Champions League. I think out of every team currently in the Champions League, they're the two that really want to win it. I don't particularly enjoy the fact that they're playing each other so early because it kind of like gets rid of the novelty if they draw each other later on. I also think Leipzig could cause a bit of problems in this group because they did for Manchester United last time in the Champions League. Sure. I do feel sorry for Club Brugge, but I just feel as though like it's come so early. Like the first games always come early that the Man City PSG games won't have the type of like, I guess that grab that we really want in the Champions League. My one big thing is, my massive thing is Poch against Pep. Do you remember what happened last time these two met in the Champions League?
Yes, yeah. I think VAR was in a different space back then, so hopefully it'll have moved forward a little bit. But yeah, Man City fans will not be happy with you kind of giving them that flashback. But you're right. I think the thing with it is though, I guess they can't play each other in the sort of next round afterwards. So it means it will be down the end of the tournament that you would see both of them. And you're right, but both teams haven't won that Champions League. So I think the great thing about it is that by this point, everyone will know what squads they have and we'll be starting to learn just how good they are. Liga, and you can only learn so much. So this will be a great kind of test and barometer of where PSG are and if they can hurt a team like Man City, who will look to dominate the ball in every game that they play. That's going to be a really, really fascinating one. What about the group of death? I think there's one that really does stand out. It really is in order as well. Group B, Atletico, Liverpool, Porto, and AC Milan. That was a famous game that kicked off COVID. It felt like Atletico, Liverpool, way back when. That's a tricky group, isn't it, for you?
I think just it's basically the group of death. Every pot it was like the worst teams possible. If you're a Liverpool fan, were getting pulled out. When AC Milan came out of the pot, I was like, well, they're going in Group B. I think Atletico have been Liverpool's kryptonite. Porto have been the side that Liverpool have battered year after year. Yeah. So then it comes to AC Milan. I'm not too interested in Porto as in whether they can qualify. We saw last year they did, but it was a bit of a miracle job. And then eventually they ran out of steam. I think AC Milan could be the team that just ruin it for either Liverpool or Atletico because they've got the capacity to turn up on their day and do a job on anyone. I am saying group of death, but very tentatively because I think the name AC Milan makes us go, they're a proper good team, but like they haven't been that dominant for so many years. And the same for Porto. The Liverpool and Atletico should take this group. What I'm interested in is how Liverpool navigate this group because they're competing in the Premier League as well. And Liverpool have a bit more depth than what they've had previously. Do you think Liverpool, because it's Porto and AC Milan, do you think they've got the license to say rotate like City will when they play Club Brugge, or United will when they play Young Boys, or Chelsea will when they play Zenit or Malmo?
No, I think he get himself to those 9 points, 12 points, ideally, and then you can make those decisions after that. Klopp's, God, I'm doing it now. Klopp's always struggled with kind of resting too many players. You're right. I think it's good. You've got alternates there in the fact that Harvey Elliott looks good at times, and you'll want to give him a bit of experience. Jota and Firmino, you can switch out. You can also take Salah out and put Jota on one of those sides as well. So there will be elements of rotation, I think. But I think they might actually utilize games again, like Burnley recently. That's the game you want to. Harvey Elliott was too good for the Championship. He's ready for in terms of the experience, he's got a lower Premier League team, or certainly playing against lower Premier League teams and doing well. So those are the games you probably want to blood him in. And I think they'll look to utilize that part of the Premier League fixtures more so than the first few games of this. I'm slightly worried about Man United. They should be fine. But Atalanta played cracking football. Villarreal had the better of them last year, were able to defend quite well. And are just a difficult team to play against. I think it could be one of those where you've got those three taking points off each other, Young Boys at the bottom, I would presume. And it could be one of those because there is often a shock, isn't there?
Are you saying Manchester United are not going to get out of this group?
I'm saying if there is a shock, I think that's where it is, because I look elsewhere. I can't see Chelsea or Juventus not making it through in Group H. I can't see. I mean, Dortmund's quite an interesting one. We're in Group C with Besiktas, Ajax, and Sporting Lisbon. But if you're looking for a shock, you tell me then where is it a proper shock? And don't give me a sort of half shock. I want a proper shock. I don't think there is one more available to you than Man United stumbling again.
First of all, I think United are so suited to playing against Atalanta because they basically play football like Leeds, and that is the only thing United struggle with is the low block. So Unai Emery is probably going to beat United both times, but then United have Atalanta and Young Boys, so I think they'll be fine. I do understand what you're saying. Like, is there another shock anywhere else? I want to just quickly say shout out to Sheriff. It's their first time in the Champions League, and I don't think they're going to do anything. But shout out to them. I think Group E could be interesting because Barcelona without Messi in the Champions League, depending on how them fixtures come out. If Bayern get Barca in that first game, Bayern beat Barca, Benfica beat Dynamo Kiev, there could be a problem for Barca there. They've relied on Messi so much in the Champions League. They don't really have a wonderful identity at the moment where I can pinpoint these two things are going to happen and Barca are going to beat this team. I don't think they beat Bayern in either of their games. That's 0 points from 2 games. If you slip up once against Benfica and Benfica nick a point against Bayern, all of a sudden Barca could be going down a very slippery slope. So that could be potentially the one. Who do you think is going to win the Champions League?
Do you know what? Keep an eye out for Liverpool. Keep an eye. I'm starting to get a feel for Liverpool again. I just wonder. Like, I think they do look so much better with Van Dijk back in the side. Obviously, it's early days, but yeah, they'll have that energy to go and do it again. Then there is always so much pressure on Man City and PSG. They are the obvious picks, aren't they? I imagine you would go for one of those two if you're using your head, not your heart.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be backing Liverpool at any point, to be honest. I still, for me, if Cristiano goes to Man City win the Champions League. If Cristiano doesn't go to Manchester City, I think Bayern will win the Champions League because I just think Man City and PSG can't deal with the pressure in a lot of stages. I don't think Liverpool will have enough in terms of squad depth. This group hasn't helped them out. Chelsea won it last year and not many teams back it up twice. So it kind of leaves me to Bayern just because I have to be left with someone. So I'll go, Bayern, you are going to win the Champions League this year.
Okay then, guys, let us know down below. I want a shock and I want your winner of this year's Champions League. Go do it right now. Hi guys, James Alcott here from ESPN's Football Forecast. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and you want to check out more, make sure you subscribe to ESPN UK.